So just, I look at you, you look at me.
Okay.
Hi. So yeah, this is, again, I'm like super amateur hour over here, but we just have fun. We're just going to talk and chat. And this is Ashley Batlle. This is a friend of mine from high school. So we've known each other for a wee bit of time, but she owns Beauty Batlles Lounge in Chicopee, Massachusetts. And how long have you been there for?
Well, I've been in business now I'm going into 8 years next month.
Holy cow, it's been that long? That's wild. And when you started your business, was it you switched locations?
Yeah, I'm in technically my third location. I started in the middle of a salon in Holyoke, behind the curtain. So I used to call myself the Wizard of Oz, making magic happen behind the curtain. And then I moved at my 1 year mark. I actually moved into my previous location in Chicopee, and I was there for 4.5 years. And now I'm about 2.5 years in at the new location that was fully renovated for us.
Wonderful. So when you started, did you have employees, or did you start as like an independent contractor, just kind of doing your thing? Yeah, getting your business down. Were you doing like aesthetics?
I actually started with microblading only. This whole thing is an accident.
I love that.
Yeah, the whole business is just a pure accident. I had found myself working for a nonprofit that I absolutely loved, but it was my first like sales type position that I didn't have commission or the opportunity to grow my paycheck. So during our really slow season, I was like, I need to do something. And that's when microblading popped in my head. I don't know why. I didn't really know much about it, but I researched a little bit more and got trained. And then it was supposed to just be my side hustle. And within a month of doing it, I ended up growing and choosing to go full time with it.
So it took off and it was pretty successful.
Yeah. And everything was baby steps. Everything was baby steps. I mean, I had gotten my license right after high school. Like I went to cosmetology school. I went to STIC right after high school. So I've been licensed since like 2002, but I had left the industry for about 14 years.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's wild. See, I think that a lot of people think that you look at a business like 8, 10, 15 years in, and you see where they are like now. And even just you saying it was baby steps, like it never intended to be what it was, but it was just kind of organic, and it grew, and you kind of grew with it.
Absolutely. I'm definitely a completely different person today than I was when I first started. I mean, the business is a completely different thing than when I first started. It's been bringing on new services. It's also, my niche is kind of like being a little like out of the box of the norm that you can find in certain places.
Tell us a little bit about the services. Like, what are you guys doing now?
So now we do have a heavy focus on aesthetics, but we also we still do the microblading. We do the skincare, facials, waxing, right? That aesthetic side of things. We offer massage therapy now, and we do body sculpting. Everything kind of has its own life. And then we have our whole wellness and recovery area, which that's full of all these different modalities that just help your body recover and just feel better overall, physically and mentally.
Oh, wonderful. So are you responsible? Do you have people in place that kind of, because they're all separate modalities, are you heading all of these kind of departments or these services, or are you like... Or do you have help?
I do have help. I have staff, and that's a whole nother set of like, but I'm outside of massage therapy. I'm pretty much like well versed and licensed and certified in everything else that we offer. I'm pretty much like the lead person for everything. And that mainly comes from all the transitioning that has happened with staffing, right? Like unfortunately, sometimes you find yourself in the position where you have to know everything and you have to be able to do everything that you offer, because you might lose the people that know how to do it.
You got to step in.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's how I even started with aesthetics. I had no interest in doing facials. I had, like, when I was in my old location, and like none at all. And the esthetician that I had hired to start this new service, she ended up walking out on me one day when she had like a full day of clients. And luckily, I had an amazing mentor at the time, and I'm like, what the? What am I supposed to do right now? Like, am I canceling all these people? Like, what am I supposed to do? And she's like, no, you're gonna reschedule them to fit your schedule because you know exactly what you're doing. You're licensed to do it, and you have the protocols right in front of you. So handle it. That my mentor said that to me, and I was like, you know what, you're right. So I started with that. So it's very difficult to add services that I don't know, or modalities that I'm not like able to provide, because I always have that fear of, oh, we just lost our massage therapist. I mean, we have 2 amazing massage therapists right now, but when I lost her, like, I can't massage.
Right.
So it's like, what do you do?
Yes. I mean, hair is a little similar in terms of just like your, not to say specialty, but like your styles are different. So we do our best to try to like pair people up with, like, you know, when they come in with inspo photos, like, I know who would kill this and knock this out of the park. And kind of, I mean, hair is hair. It's all under the same kind of umbrella. But what would you say you would do differently now, looking back, like when you started? Like, what would, if there was one thing you could say, maybe you wish you did something a little bit different? Do you have like anything that stands out?
Not anything that I would necessarily do differently. But if there were to be one thing, because I tend to not try to regret, right? Because everything's a learning lesson. Everything you grow from. That's
kind of why we talk about it, is just because if there's somebody out there that's like starting a business, or like, I always love when I get to the place, it's a cool place to be when you feel like you could turn around and help someone now because you've gone through enough things. And it's, of course we can't go. I mean, I have a list of things that I'm like, if I would have done differently, I would have A, B, C, D, you know, but it's more so to like, if you're out there starting something and I can help you in any way, shape or form, this didn't work for me. Maybe it'll work for you, but this was my experience with it. And it's nice that you get like 8 years in, you've definitely got some time under your belt to be like, so turning around and looking at the up like people up and coming, or thinking about it. Is there anything that you were like, I probably wouldn't have done that way?
So my answer to that is no.
Okay.
And the reason, and like I said, everything is a learning lesson. And I've been the only advice that I would give somebody is don't try to do it all at once. Yeah. It's not going to work out that way. And that's the reason why I don't really have many regrets on, or what I could have done differently. There is one key point that I will make as to what I would have liked to change and still like to work on a little bit more. But everything is figure outable, and everything that occurs is a learning lesson. And I feel like every time that you feel as a business owner that, like, can we swear?
Go right ahead.
Every time you feel like shit is just being fucked up, you're right on that downward spiral. Like, I always take it into stride. Like, this is a learning lesson, because I feel like God doesn't give you the things that you are asking for without teaching you how to value those things, right? And in that format, like, you have to take the good with the bad and learn from those lessons. But I did everything so small, like everything was so like baby stepped, and I want to say calculated, but I don't feel like I'm that like smooth with things to say that that's really what it was. But everything was such baby steps. My biggest thing that I did that I was like really, really scared of was when I opened this new location, because of all the modalities and all of the machines that I brought in. So expensive. You would have told me 8, 7, 6 years ago that I would have been spending $100,000 on a machine, I would have been like, you're insane. Because
Right.
at that point I was telling people, oh, I can only afford like maybe $100 in marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And now I'm in a place where like I have multiple machines that are worth that,
Yeah.
that amount of money. And not that I'm rich, I'm just really, really broke.
Rich in love.
Yes, but you know, and now the amount of money like that goes into like the marketing and all these other aspects, because you do need those other departments to help grow.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I wish I would have done differently, and that I still wish I could have done differently, and I think this comes from like a parenting aspect as well, is learning how to be a better boss.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel that I always say I'm a good business owner. I'm good at what I do. I just don't know why I always feel like I'm failing in the being a
You're not the only one that
boss.
said that thus far.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because, again, you have the business and you have the daily functions of a business, which is just like a home. Mm-hmm. For people at home that have a mortgage and you have your water bills and you have to get your groceries and you have to shovel or you have to keep up your home. A business operates the entirely same way in terms of, but I would go to say like a little bit more even in depth in terms of, you know, mass.gov and having very like legal things
Mm-hmm.
met to have a business in Massachusetts. And then you have your plowing, your snow removal, your very non-sexy things that happen in a business where like light bulbs are out and the toilet's clogged and like, yeah, you have all that. And then you also have to like, so that's your maintenance. Mm-hmm. And then you turn around and you're like, okay, now we have like services, right? Education. Mm-hmm. And then you have a staff that needs to see a growth path forward, right? They always need to see that there's opportunity in things that are available to them. And then you also have your marketing and your social media and all of those things, because you're really responsible for becoming the place that feeds their business, right? Mm-hmm. Like they want to be busy. They need to be busy so that they can meet their goals and buy a house and buy a car and support a family. And that's your responsibility too. So I think there's so many layers, and that that one of being, leadership.
Right.
Like leadership should be the number one, right? Because if you do have a staff, my staff is commission. Is your staff rental, commission, both?
No, they're actually hourly and tips.
And tips. Mm-hmm. Completely. There's many different pay structures in the service industry. But so like they need to know how they can have a path forward and earn a raise and do these things. And you have to have systems and structures. And, but being a boss and doing the things that are necessary for your business to stay afloat and run while being a human and understanding their lives and their needs and the hardships that they go through and meeting them there as well. It's a very delicate environment. It's a delicate system.
I feel like for me, like I get myself in this like parental role where I kind of I want to take care of them and I want to help and but at the same time, like it's not like having kids where your kids like, even if things don't go the way that they want it, they can't leave you.
Right.
You know, like they
right.
still need you to survive.
Right. There's no other option. I'm your mom.
Right.
Yeah.
And when it comes to staff, you try to guide them, you try to educate them, but like, I don't know, we're just in this place where like nobody wants to hear that they're doing something wrong either, or that they can do better. Without feeling insulted, without just the watery eyes is the one that gets to me all the time. You know, and it's hard to navigate that because at the end of the day, these are still strangers. You only know as much as you know about them on the day-to-day that you're living with, that you're working with them. And then you don't know how to properly communicate what you want or need without like potentially losing them, because today it's easy for somebody to just be like, I'm out.
Yeah.
There's no jobs and nobody's hiring, but everybody can just walk into a
Yeah.
job and just be like, nah, I don't want this. I'm out.
Yeah. It's a very delicate structure and foundation. Not to like, it's like a Jenga tower, you can't pull the middle one out and everything falls down. Communication, when you said that, that's a huge, I won't say, I don't think I'm terrible at it. I find it just the most difficult. And you mentioned motherhood. You're a mom of 2 girls. Your daughters are, what are their ages?
One's about to be 17 and 9.
Yes. So I have 3. And communication is exhausting. Like, so when you go home, directing your children to do what they have to do and their schedules and their doctor's appointments and all of the things, and then you turn around, you go to your business, and then it's the same thing. It's communicating efficiently and realizing the person you're talking to and how they need to be communicated to. That's the thing about having those conversations, is because you want to communicate the way that you do. But when you have a team and you're trying to lead, you have to now learn your team and communicate to them the way that they need. Like, you have to know who can handle the tough love, who needs the gentle,
Yeah.
you can do better, I believe in you. Like, so you have to learn
Which
all
is-
of these different personalities and how you need to, like, how they can hear you essentially,
Right.
or you're talking to.
But that's like so difficult too
It's
as
so
a
difficult.
business
Yeah.
owner, because you're also like, especially on a small business, right? Like we're not corporations where like we're sitting in an office making decisions. That these decisions are coming from ideas of people that are beneath you, that
Yeah, there's no HR.
that they bring it up to you and you could say yay or nay, and then they have to handle the people underneath. That's not the reality of it.
Yeah.
You're the idea maker, you're the idea creator, you're the service, making sure that everything's running smoothly, making sure the customer service is happening, making sure that your staff is happy, making sure your clients are happy, making sure that you look great. I mean, and people's eyes, my life is perfect when you just see what you see on social media, right? Social media is literally just about my kids, my business, and my social life, right? You don't see what happens on the outside. So when you're trying to navigate all of the everything in your head, the things that you need your staff to do and the things that you need to take care of and your kids to do, and somebody comes to you when you're in the midst of having
Oh, yeah.
all these ideas and says, hey, I need. So I've actually started within the last couple of years, every time I hire somebody, I'm like, hey, just letting you know, I might come across like I'm being rude or
yeah.
short with you. But it's just that if I have a lot of things in my head,
Yeah.
I'm going to give you the fastest, quickest answer, and it's not going to always be the smoothest, sweetest way
I've had
of
this
saying
conversation with texting and email, specifically texting. I am going so fast, and that when I get something in, I send it back out, because if I don't do that, I'll forget about it, right? So you're like, oh, I got it. Either I have to mark it as like unsaved, or I'm going to forget about it, or so let me just respond. And I've had the manager here. I'm like, listen, I don't do emojis. Please understand, if I just respond with no, it's not just like no, it's just nope. Like, please don't put any context or any feeling to any message I sent you, because it's really just, how do I get to point A to point B?
Exactly.
Like, quick.
My no statement is, if you come to me with an idea about something and my answer is no, please just let it marinate. Because it's not an automatic no when you say no. Sometimes you just need it to marinate in your head for a little bit so that you can see how you can make that idea possibly work properly.
My mentor used to say, it's not a no, it's a how.
That's even better.
And I learned to respond with, so it's not a no. And like when you say it like that, they're kind of like, but it's either maybe how can it be a yes? And it's like a default now. When you know what I mean? So like, and I say it a lot, you know,
Yeah.
because like right now I don't know how that's possible, but it could be possible. Like
Sometimes all you need to do is be laying down in bed, and all of a sudden that idea that
Yeah.
that person, you're just like, oh wait, that I can. I had one girl working for me once, and she came up with this idea of like, people sometimes don't realize that their ideas are very expensive.
Yeah, when it's not their money.
It's the best idea.
Yeah.
She had an idea about like providing like almost like a little gift to each client, because our clients pretty much go into changing rooms to
Yeah.
change into their robes, to go to their services and whatever they're going to do. So her thought was like, let's put a little gift on each basket when people come in. It sounded like a lot of money. Like it sounded expensive in my head
An
when
expense,
she said
yeah.
it, right? So I was like, no. Let me think about it. Like, let it marinate. She didn't hear the let it marinate, and I literally said it. She just heard the no, right?
So that's the
So
first thing that shut down.
So she just hears the no. She gets upset. She ends up quitting. Because there was a couple of these awesome ideas. She ends up quitting, and then she comes back as a client for a service and just sees me having like Hershey Kisses laid out on the front. And she's like, well, this is what I was talking about. And I'm like, well, I guess you just needed to let me think about it. Like, you shut down, you quit, you got upset, and you didn't even you didn't suggest Hershey Kisses. You were suggesting actual like gifts to put in people's baskets. That's a lot more expensive than buying a $5 bag of kisses.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I mean, that's a good lesson learned, I would say, right? Like, I don't know. Just give me like 5 minutes.
Yeah, just let me sleep on it.
Oh my goodness.
Let me sleep on it.
So what do you do for like yourself in terms of, because you're wearing all of the hats with the mom and the main caregiver at home and the business owner, and you're also doing all the services. Mm-hmm. So are you like, hair talk is behind the chair, so I don't know what yours would be. Just
Well, one of my things that I do is I come and see you.
love that, and I love that I can be that for you. How do you mentally handle, like, do you have specific like time? Do you meditate? Is it exercise? How do you release some of this, like the main service provider, business owner, mom?
So the gym is extremely difficult for me to get to right now, just because of the hours. It's funny because now that I'm like better staffed, I'm working longer hours.
Interesting.
I think it's partly everybody's kind of new, so I just gotta get to the point where I'm comfortable enough, like letting go.
Yeah.
So that part is a little bit more difficult, especially with my girls. They go to 2 different schools, 2 different towns, 2 different times. So in the morning is very, very hectic, and I would never put the responsibility of my 9-year-old that will not wake up no matter what onto my 17-year-old just so that I can go.
That's a thing.
To the gym.
I had no idea. You're 8, 9, and 10. What is it about not getting up? My niece is really difficult in the morning. I've had a couple of the girls here just that age. Mm-hmm. Not.
She's like,
so
Mom, I'm a
difficult.
heavy sleeper. Just be kind to me. And it's like, all right, I get that you're a heavy sleeper, but bro, once I say it's 7:00, TikTok, because then the other
You
one's
have to
gonna
go to
be
school.
unleashed, and she's gonna, because she needs to be at school about we live in Holyoke, so we have to go to Granby by 8:00. So we need to leave the house by 7:30 with school traffic and everything.
Yeah.
So it's just like your sister's gonna unleash on you if you don't listen, because so that's why I can't leave that responsibility to her. That's not fair.
Right. 100%.
So the gym is a little hard. I try to do things. I do go out. I do socialize. But I'm pretty good at like compartmentalizing like the different areas of life. Like
You're present. Are you like present where you are when you're there?
I am. But obviously like the mom hat is like on 24/7. So that one I can't really shut off, but I'm always available and willing, and my kids are always going to be priority number one over anything. But with the business, like, yeah, I've learned to kind of like, all right, it's Sunday, Monday, we're not going to respond.
Yeah.
Unless it's an emergency, or, you know, unless things are going pretty bad, you know, we're a little slower,
Right.
and then you got to kind of like, you know, give everybody that extra customer service to be able to fill the books a little bit more. But yeah, I am tired most of the time, and I mean, you know, the first time I came to get my hair done with you, I cried. I unleashed a little bit.
This is why we do the podcast in the salon, because the chairs, like it's a very magical vessel where you sit in it and you're just vulnerable. And it's a blessing, honestly. Grateful for people to sit there and feel comfortable enough to like relax with me. I think that's great. I love that.
And you're constantly like in your position and my position as well. Like we're constantly like therapists, right? Like we're always like also. I'm a very like what is it, empath?
An empath, yeah.
Like
you take
kind
it in.
of person. So I've learned to not fully like. But if your energy's like crazy, like if your anxiety, like that can affect me like as well. And it's funny because one of my girls, she's like, just put 2 salt lamps in the room when it's like that. And she's like, I have this rock here, put it on your chest. Like, so I'm very fortunate to have people like that around me, so that I'm not taking on more than what I can handle either.
Yeah.
But we're, you know, but sometimes you take that as a blessing, like, oh my God, my shit's not as fucked up as theirs, you know?
Or honestly, if anything, I feel like everybody, it's reassuring to know that everybody that you've come into contact with has a struggle. Mm-hmm. They have a story, they have something that's going on, and sometimes they have wonderful things that are going on. So like, it really is amazing. Number one, that they choose to like confide in you. I think that it just takes, it's a muscle that you have to work to get used to how to deal with it, and that you can help and you can listen, but ultimately at the end of your appointment, you got to let it go. Because you're going to see like 6 people that day, and they've all got the story and they've all got the life stuff, and you want to be there and present for all of them. But you have your own stuff too. So, I mean, when we train assistants, like it's like an actual like module. We're always talking about it in education when we do classes and consultations, and we'll have them come out and like listen to the consultation when we go in the back room, and we can really talk about it. And like sometimes I'll let them visually, like, we're going to breathe in. Mm-hmm. We're going to breathe out. We're going to let that one go, right? Because most of the time too, when it's something that's super difficult, or you need 2 salt lamps, it's not even about you. It's about what they're, you know, so you also have to have that, work that muscle, and knowing like, this is mine and this isn't mine. And like, it's all education, it's all experience. And it's just, you do get to a place where you're like, I know what this is, you know, but early on, it's really hard to decipher.
Absolutely. I think part of the beauty of that too is the fact that you get to see the transition and where somebody starts, like, you know, when they're going through a rough stage, and then you get to continue to see them, and then they've taken your advice. Yeah. They've changed things. You know, that part is the satisfying part.
Yeah,
of that.
I agree. Yeah. I mean, obviously they love their hair when they leave, and like, they need to feel beautiful on the outside, but even having them feel like confident on the inside when they leave, like, I feel better, because that feeling, it lasts longer than their blowout, you know, or their facial. They're going to wash their face, or, you know, they're going to wash their hair at some point, you know, but like, just that, like, so that's literally why I work out. Don't get me wrong. There are phases in life where it's just, it's not going to happen right now, and that's fine.
Kim, I want to be just like you when I grow up.
I am only saying it because it's literally out of necessity. It's not aesthetic.
No.
It's not even, it's just like for 1 hour, it's just, and it doesn't even have to be working out. It could be like reading a book, or just like sitting in your car for 30 minutes. Just like,
that's my favorite.
Yeah. In the quiet, right? Like in the driveway usually. Until you get the text of like, do you ever get a text of, is that you in the driveway? Just shut up. It is me in the driveway. I'll be there when I get there.
No, I've learned to really feel like to learn and feel when I'm about to like I've started suffering from anxiety like within the last couple of years, and I've learned to recognize when it's starting to come on. So I will make more of an effort, even if it means being exhausted at the end of the day, to go get that workout, to go do that one thing for myself, to try to unload for a little bit. I mean, sitting in the car sometimes is tonight I get to sit in the car for an hour while my daughter does her singing class, right? And it's just like me time.
That's what I'm saying though.
Yeah.
Like it's just like it's whatever it is for you, like the moment of like I can do nothing right now. I can be still. That's it. Like I don't have to give to anyone. I don't have to I'm going to shut myself down. I'm going to be still.
Sometimes it's actually like projects for other people that give me like oh wait I can, but it's not like I get nothing out of it, and I'm able to help somebody. So like the
you're a service giver. You're a giver. Like,
I am. I like a little too ridiculously. Yes.
Well, tell us about too. You do a lot for the Chicopee Chamber of Commerce. Like you are everywhere.
I am on the board of the chamber, so there are a lot of activities that I do participate with the chamber. My baby with the chamber is the Thriller 5K, which is a 5K that we host every year during like as close as possible to Halloween, which this year it is going to fall on Halloween.
Oh, fun!
I'm so excited. So it's something to do during the day and then go.
Oh, that's
that's
perfect.
And you don't have to change costumes or have more than one. But yeah, I mean, I love doing that, but I do have a lot of things that I do within the shop myself, that Beauty Battles itself hosts all these different drives. We have 3 different drives right now. One is during the like that Thanksgiving time, so November, where we're collecting gloves and like just things to help with the homeless population to keep them warm. So gloves, hats, socks. Christmas, we do sponsor a teen, which is personalized gifts that are given to teenagers that are in the foster care system.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, that one's really near and dear to my heart. Like I fight for that one, just because the kids are actually turning in a list of things that they want, and they're usually silly things like a sweater, a hoodie, a blanket. They all want a Bluetooth speaker and headsets. So, so I've actually, it's grown to the point where last year we were able to do about 300 teens that we were able to give personalized gifts to.
That's amazing.
I'm sorry, that was the year before. This year we were able to do 400. So, and I have some really big, like the Thunderbirds support us. Wyckoff Country Club actually joined the force this last year and really made an amazing donation. So we have a big Follow My Steps. We have a lot of different organizations that really support us in this. And then last year for March, which it's kicking off again. It's Women's Month, and I actually had kicked off the Empower Her Confidence drive, which is a drive where we collect feminine products and we donate them to both the Chicopee and the Holyoke school systems.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, that's the number one reason why girls actually miss school, because they don't have the proper hygiene products for when they have their period. So,
are you serious?
Yeah, period poverty is like a really big like issue.
I had no idea, and now we all know.
Yeah, so that's so in March it's Women's Month. We so last year I announced it during I was receiving the award. It was an award ceremony. I was receiving Volunteer of the Year through the chamber, and I announced it during my speech on a Friday. Saturday I come to work and boxes and boxes of pads were just being delivered. People who were hearing me talk about this initiative. At the award
How did you
ceremony.
find that out? How did you even think of this being like possibly an issue?
So it's something that I've actually been wanting to do for a while, and you're probably going to laugh when I tell you where the knowledge of this came about. It was another podcast. It was actually Bailey Sarian was talking about her. She was talking about a story that had something to do with period poverty, and then she gave a little information. So I kind of researched it, and then I just kept on trying to figure out for a couple of years, like, how do I implement this? And then finally, it all just perfectly aligned for us to kick it off last year. So
We're gonna have to do a collab.
absolutely. Absolutely.
I have tried to do a couple things in the past, and they've all fallen very flat, like in terms of participation.
Okay.
But it's always been like something that I've wanted to. I
Yeah.
mean, you should. I just feel like it's
Yeah.
give back. Yeah.
And the reason I do Chicopee and Holyoke is because I obviously live in Holyoke, so like I think of like my daughters, like my you know, their friends, like being in these kind of situations. But then obviously Chicopee also is where my business is, and we grew up there, so you know, two different communities that we want to support.
Absolutely. That's wild. I love that. Yeah. So that's kind of the reason why we're even here talking is just even like, so you can put these things on Instagram and you get like 30 seconds, or you can do like a minute reel, right? And like you said, the everywhere Instagram world sees like your highlights, and like these videos have to be curated towards the message you're trying to give, or whatever you're trying to say, or what you want them to know about your business. And I just kept feeling like there are so many small business owners in Western Mass, like that are amazing, great people. And it's such a hard job. They're working very hard. And I mean, let's be real, the profit margin for small businesses is not huge. Despite what everyone thinks you're just rolling in, you're literally not. I mean, the main reason why you do why you own a small business is because there is something near and dear to you, or it is something that you believe in. Sometimes it's a why that changes throughout I mean, mine has definitely changed multiple times, but regardless, it's like we would benefit so much from having a long form type of communication to like describe who we are, our challenges as a business owner, like relate, so that people can also see those wonderful highlight reels, you know, that let's like.
But sometimes those are like, right, like oh, let's make these different videos, and it's fun and it's pretty. It's, you know, the other day for like I think I had it up for like a minute or two, long enough for my 17-year-old, well, she's still 16, for her to have seen it and commented on it later on when she saw me. But I got into work, and I started crying because of everything that had occurred this one specific week. It was the week before last. Right. And I had filmed myself. Like I'm like, with everything going on, like let me just film. And it was more out of like for people to see like the reality, like the ugliness. But then I took it down because people don't want to see that. People want to see the pretty, and if you show the ugly, they want to criticize it. Most of the time.
Oh, that's kind of like, again, that's why, like, I was like, this is, because I'm like, it's a hard thing to do on social, like you have to do it pretty strategically and tastefully to show like the ugly side, because you also don't want people to think that you're ungrateful for what you've been given. And every day you come in that you're not super thankful and proud of what you've built. But at the same time, like it is like these things we're talking about, the nitty gritty down to, you know, they're rough and tough, and they're not cute. And there are tears, and there's, I messed that up real bad. And there's all of those. So those are important things to see as well. For anyone that, you know, that thinks that they want to start a business, or thinks that it's, I don't know, really easy, or it's not. But is it worth it? Yeah. I mean, I love what I do. I'm grateful every day for the life that I've built, and I'm super proud of it. And I am just super fortunate to like even just know you and have this kind of relationship, or like we can sit down and talk about it in front of people, or, you know, we do text and kind of just, can you listen? Can I vent? Can, you know, do you have an idea for this? Or so creating this community is just super, it's important for me. And, you know, you've had a really great success with the Chicopee Chamber, and like creating that kind of community in Chicopee and Holyoke, and giving back. And I feel like this is kind of my outlet in starting that, and in terms of like just with business owners in general, because there's just, I know so many of them and come into contact with so many of them, and they're all so freaking cool. And the kind of person just is so intriguing and interesting to me that chooses this for their job, for their life, for their livelihood.
But can you see yourself working for somebody?
There are days.
Oh, 100%. I think for the first time in forever, it was maybe a couple months ago that the first time it ever crossed my mind. Like,
You're like, oh,
I'm like, I think I'm established enough to get a decent job somewhere.
you know, like
I don't want to do
to
this
clock
anymore.
in and clock out. I mean, I told Drew that I was gonna, when I do retire, I was like, I'm gonna get certified as a trainer, and I'm just gonna volunteer as a trainer at Train for Life just because I want to be a part of your community. Literally, you do go through, because it's hard. Like, but I know I would not be okay with it.
No,
like,
no.
of course.
And having like a limit to what you can do and can't do, and having people say no. I mean, like I said, I love helping. I love helping and creating projects, but sometimes like I get an amazing idea for like a different business, and because they don't have the whip span to consider it, they shut it down. And I'm like,
think bigger.
I'm like, bro, you just missed out. Like, the fact that I'm sitting here thinking about how to help you grow your business and you're like shutting it down is insane.
So I've also gotten to a point where I think that business owners, which is weird because I don't think I ever was like this, and I don't think I was really good at it before. I feel like it's projects. Like, the majority of my job is projects, specific from start to finish, finishing it and seeing something through.
And then starting the next one.
And then it goes in this list, and by the time you get to the end, you have to now restart because it needs to be done again because of technology and updates and aesthetically things that need to be improved upon and just like updated. And so I just, the other day I was like, that's my job. It's like projects.
Project manager.
And I can't even believe that's me, because I was not ever good at that. Like in high school, I was never a project person.
Yeah.
I was never the person that actually finished anything. I feel like it was a skill I developed from owning a business in terms of how to start something and how to follow through with it. Thankfully, I had a mentor that helped me with that.
When that list just like turns into like, oh wait, there's nothing on the list. Like, you also almost like I personally feel like a level of like anxiety instead of like freedom. Like, oh, I can breathe. No, it's like when there's nothing, it's like, oh my God, like everything's going to fail.
Yeah.
So that's why you're always like continuing, and it's really cool when you're able to create something that's repetitive. So like the drives are really cool for me because they're an annual thing that people look forward to.
Yeah.
And it already fills that space. For me right now, it's like the events. Like, I feel like my business is a little more successful when I'm able to have events to welcome people in, to do different things. So like, we have Galentine's coming on Friday, and that's for you to experience everything. And we just did like a ladies' night thing over at Wyckoff, and that was really cool because it was people that you wouldn't expect to show up to something that showed up because it was at a different location. But that week specifically was so filled with so much, right? We had the snowstorm. Oh, yeah. My door broke. We lost heat. It was day after day. This is when I cried. Heat, like, we lost our heat. I get in and our ceiling tiles are on the floor because we had a leak. And the ladies' night event was so successful that it should have been like a high, but we were so drained as a team. Yeah. Because we all experienced it. As a team, we were so drained that we were all like, yay, we did so great. But there was no like...
You're like, I need a nap.
There was no high.
Yeah.
You know, and that high feeling of accomplishing something and like it was successful on top of it, like you get a bigger high, like disappeared. But then it's like, okay, on to the next. Now we have to start planning the next thing. So
do you allow yourself to feel those? I'm not good at that. Because
the
it's,
high?
of
Yeah.
anything or success, or like, do you ever take a moment to like appreciate like what you've done and just feel like super proud of you?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I let you know that I'm a badass. I will tell you. If you don't tell me, I will tell you. Like, did you see what I did?
Oh, I love that.
Well, because if you don't do it, like, who's gonna cheer you on? Like, most of the time, people, like I said, because we show the pretty,
Yeah.
right? Like the pretty is just the none of that stuff that happened that week occurs, right? Like, it's just you just live in a fairy tale land where everything's perfect.
All the
And
success.
yes,
Yeah.
that's just it, right? Machines don't break, equipment doesn't mess up, things don't happen, right?
Right.
You don't have to figure it out. Is the part we show everybody, and because of that, they think everything comes so easily to
Yeah.
you know, and they're not gonna be like, "Good job." They're not gonna be like, "You're amazing." I mean, when they see you, they'll be like, "Oh my God, you're everywhere. You're doing such a great job." But you don't know that unless you bump into that specific person, that's what people are seeing. So when I do get to share, like, "Oh my God, I did this, I did that," like, and they're telling me, "Oh my God, you're so good." I might come across a little condescending or a little conceited, but like or super confident. Yeah, I do the little, I know, like.
Oh, I love that. No, that's fine. Do it. Yeah. Yeah.
You have to celebrate yourself because you are taking time away from your kids. You are taking time away from your clients. You are taking, you're taking a risk on top of it to be able to accomplish these things. But these things that are also, especially when they're able to help others. Sometimes the helping others is being able to fill the books a little bit more for your team. Sometimes the helping others is just people that you don't even know, that you'll never meet, that you get to impact by doing some sort of community service thing. Or just, being able to be a mentor or a support system for another business owner. Those are things that we do. I do it because it makes me feel good. And if it makes me feel good, I want to celebrate that.
I'm learning right now.
Yeah, that's
Yep,
why I don't have
you're
to go to
helping
the
me
gym
too.
every morning for 2 hours.
Hey, fill your cup, sister. Fill your
Yeah.
cup. Oh, that's amazing.
That's my thing.
So do you have any plans for growth that you want to share for Beauty Battle Lounge, or?
So in all honesty, right now I'm just trying to kind of be on a plan of lack of chaos.
Yeah.
So like a steady place. Once I get there, that I feel like I can kind of let loose a little bit. Like I said, all new staff. I might start, but I think that my goal right now is just to do that. Plus, I have a lot of personal things that are happening in my life right now that I'm attempting. Like I need to solve those personal things in order to make any other moves. So I'm just kind of taking the
Steps.
calm now so that I can. So once those personal things are over, I can do all the things that are in here.
Well, and that's another, and when you want to talk about balance, like never in business as well, but sometimes your personal life has to kind of take a front seat as well, over your business, because you can't do it all. You can't possibly do it all. Okay. Well, I love that. You're amazing.
No, you are. Stop it.
Stop it.
I told you I want to be just like you when I grow up.
No. Girl. We grown up.
We grown up. We old.
Never mind grown up. Old. No, I'm not. We're not old.
No, we're not. We're
not
just
old.
fabulous.
And where should listeners like connect with you and find you? What are you're on Instagram, you're on Facebook.
That's about it.
That's about it. Well, I mean,
I don't have tickety talk time.
Same.
I don't have time for that.
If you have Facebook and Instagram, I'm like, why? My mom calls it, what is she? Tic Tac? the Tic Tac. Forever. And I was like, what the hell are you talking? And then I was like, TikTok. And she's like, Tic Tac. No, I'm not on TikTok.
No, it's already enough.
It's enough.
Like I'm starting to do more reels now because you started doing your reels, and then I was like, I gotta be like him. No. So like just the reels alone are like, that's so much work.
I know. That's when everyone's like, your content is great. Oh, I'm like, that's like, it's a day. Well, it's like 2 hours. It feels like 8.
So should we have to talk? I forget how to speak. You put a microphone in my face and I forget how to speak Spanish. Like, I swear. I used to work for Telemundo. Every time they interviewed me, they never used my things.
That's so funny.
I forget how to speak.
I have days where I'm like, oh, this is great. I can do this all day. Put the mic on me. Let me go. And then there are days like it starts to get in your head. Like if you have one mess up and you're like, the other day I was like, take this off. I'm done, dude. Give me I got to read from something. I'm not. Yeah. It's just not happening today.
I mean, even going on Mass Appeal, like I'm like sometimes like I get nervous.
I love watching you on Mass Appeal, and I'm always like, oh, look at Ashley.
I've been very fortunate to have those opportunities and to be able to go on there. And they actually recently requested for me to go on.
You do a great job.
Thank you. It's nerve wracking. It's all nerve wracking, and it's a lot of work, and it's just all of it. Like,
do you get more used to it though? Like, do you feel like it comes easier the more you do it? Like,
yeah, it's a little bit more like this now when I go on it. As long as I know what I'm talking about.
Right.
It's so funny because ChatGPT is my best friend.
Mine too.
And I think my therapist is like, where are you? Because I was supposed to be on the phone with him 4 minutes ago. It's okay.
No. Okay.
It's okay. But the other day I was like, I was going to go on and talk about a specific thing. And I'm like asking it like, hey, give me pointers just so that, I don't lose my train of thought as I'm talking about it. And ChatGPT, like, oh my God. Mine has a female voice, so she loves me. And she's like, she goes, listen, as a mother and as a professional in the wellness and recovery field, you got this. Because I have her read back to me the stuff sometimes.
Oh, I need to start doing that. I just talk to it, and then
No. When I like, if I like, I'll tell it what I need. Speak to it, and then if I'm driving, like I'll have it. Okay. But sometimes you need to hear it, not read it, right? So like, and she just ends with like, "You got this." Like,
thank God for chat. I know it's ruining a lot of other people's industries and their jobs, but for us, it's amazing.
We don't have time to think.
No, and like honestly. I listened to a podcast the other day and they're like, your first thing you should be doing to grow your business or to like optimize your time and make it efficient is using ChatGPT as an assistant. So I've been trying to learn how to like remind me of this. I like trying to use it as kind of an assistant. So far, it's fun.
I was at CryoCon last year, and I had asked them, although I shouldn't, like, now I can't even get advice from this person because of what's happened. But anyways, I had asked him to talk to me about some stuff, and the one thing he said to me was, ask ChatGPT from all the information that it knows about your business, where you're lacking, or where you need to be stronger. And this girl just like... Which being a manager is like one of the biggest things. But you know what ChatGPT is great for? To not make you sound rude when you have to respond to clients.
So remember how I told you about the email problem that I have and the text problem? Now I say like, so-and-so is emailing me. They're asking for an appointment. I don't want to make appointments over email. It's a very in-depth email, and I need them to call this up. Like, and I copy, I paste.
Do you ever screenshot the conversation and put it in and say, respond to this?
Oh, no.
Yeah, do that. It saves you even more time than having to explain what happened.
Oh my God.
And then you tell it what you want. Like, be like, hey, respond to this, but let them know that I'm not willing to do this, but be really nice and really cute and, like, make it sound like me or, like, make it sound really stern or make it...
Oh, my God. Girl. My kids are always like, get out, ChatGPT. I'm like,
my daughter, too. She's like, Mom, you ChatGPT that? And I was like, no, I just learned a new way to text because I text her the way that, like, the breakdown, and I'm like, that was not ChatGPT. That was me. But thank you for thinking that I sounded that good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what I did before, but it's a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, it's my therapist sometimes too.
Yeah.
And then I tell my therapist like what Chat told me because he's only available for an hour, which right now he's gonna be really mad at me.
I love that you go to therapy. I go to therapy too.
He's only available for 1 hour a week, so sometimes I'd be like, hey, so this and that, what should I do? And it's like, and then I tell him what it said, and he's like, am I going to be losing my job soon? I was like, no, I still need you, because he used to be my couples therapist, and now he's just my personal therapist. I've been with him for a long time.
Oh, I love that. All right. Well, I'll let you get to therapy. Yes. Very important. Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
This is fun.
No, this is awesome. I love it. I could keep going for like another hour.
I know, because it is fun. Yeah. It is fun, but it's important. Good conversation. All right. Bye.
Bye. That was fun. Poor Scott. He's probably like, bitch, where are you?
Oh, I'm sure you should. I could have gotten. Oh, I mean that was 54 minutes, so that was pretty. That was pretty long. That was good. You can just call him right now, and you can walk out to your car with him.
What are you doing now?
I gotta take everything apart, and then I gotta pick up Gavin from school.
Yeah.
You know.
I started doing an after-school program, so that's been great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and she loves it. The homework house, it's like a tutoring program, and she loves it. So, and it's in the same building as her basketball practice, so that all like works out really good for
Oh,
her.
I love that.
Everybody else, because I don't really pick her up. Thank you so much for having me on. This was
This
awesome.
is yours, yay.
Thank you. Let's take a... All right. Let me go get on. Let me get there by...
Send that picture to me when you go tonight.
I will. All right.
All right. Oh, God, she cracks me up. Fucking love her.